"Don't try anything, lads. You might catch me, but only after I outblast him right in the belly." You know that face from countless westerns, the hero who always saved the day. But Randolph Scott's private life was full of surprises. A strange marriage miles away, a beach house shared with another famous actor, and a secret fortune that shocked his family after his death. Born January 23, 1898, in Virginia while visiting relatives, Randolph was the only one of 6 siblings not born in their hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina. His father was a pioneering accountant. His mother came from a wealthy family. He grew up in privilege, attending elite schools and excelling in sports, football, baseball, horse racing, which later made him perfect for Western films. His Southern upbringing gave him the stoic charm audiences loved. At 19, he enlisted in World War I, serving on the front lines in France. His dangerous job directing artillery fire forged the quiet strength he brought to the screen. He wasn't just acting, he'd lived it. After the war, he chased a football dream, but injury pushed him toward his father's textile business. Then, thanks to a letter from his father to Howard Hughes, Randolph entered Hollywood with confidence and connections. Randolph Scott's legacy? A blend of real grit, Southern pride, and hidden wealth. A cowboy hero who saved more than just the day. But that steady life didn't excite Randolph. In 1927, he took a bold risk, leaving a secure career for something unknown. In 1929, while playing golf at the Los Angeles Country Club, fate stepped in. He was paired with none other than Howard Hughes, the eccentric billionaire filmmaker and aviator. Hughes saw Scott's tall frame, good looks, and Southern charm, and knew Hollywood needed him. By the end of the game, Hughes offered Scott a tiny, uncredited role in The Far Call. It was just a start, but if Scott had skipped that round, he might never have entered films. Realizing looks weren't enough, he enrolled at the Pasadena Community Playhouse, the top acting school on the West Coast, where stars like Gene Hackman once trained. Scott studied hard: voice, movement, stagecraft. In 1931, legendary director Cecil B. DeMille spotted him and declared Scott had something Hollywood couldn't teach. Doors began to open. That same year, behind the scenes of The Virginian, Scott coached star Gary Cooper on a Virginia accent, making Cooper sound more authentic. Uncredited but invaluable, Scott's generosity and professionalism stood out. In 1932, Scott signed with Paramount Pictures, a major breakthrough. His first big film was Hot Saturday, acting alongside Nancy Carroll and a young Cary Grant. Scott and Grant became close friends, even sharing a Malibu beach house for over 10 years, a bond that sparked rumors but was simply a deep friendship. Scott's roles grew, and by 1934, he was landing bigger parts, often as loyal friends or romantic rivals, always commanding the screen with his calm confidence and Southern charm. In 1936, he married Marion DuPont Somerville, a wealthy heiress and horse racing queen. Their private wedding surprised many. Scott had even been best man at her first wedding. But behind the glamour, their marriage didn't quite click. Marion stayed at her grand 55-room Montpelier estate in Virginia, once home to President James Madison, while Scott worked non-stop in Los Angeles. She even built a gym in her basement for him. But at 6 feet 4 inches, he was so tall, they had to dig a pit in the floor so he could stand up straight. They rarely appeared together. Marion disliked Hollywood's scene. In 1938, her horse battleship made history as the first American-bred winner of England's Grand National Steeplechase. Scott attended the New York celebration in her place. After 3 years of long-distance marriage, they quietly separated in 1939. No scandal, no fights, just 2 lives pulling apart. They had no children, but Marion kept the Scott name until her death in 1983, a quiet sign of lasting respect. Meanwhile, in 1935, Scott moved in with Cary Grant at a Malibu house nicknamed Bachelor Hall, a 5,530-square-foot playground for 2 young, rich, good-looking men. Constantly photographed golfing or lounging on the beach, their closeness sparked endless gossip. The studios even staged photos of them working out together. Actress Carol Lombard joked Scott paid the bills while Grant mailed them. Grant briefly married but returned to live with Scott after his divorce. They shared that home for 12 years. Some insisted they were just best friends. Others whispered there was more. The truth remains private. In 1944, studio pressure ended their living arrangement, and both married women, but their friendship lasted a lifetime. Hollywood rarely saw bonds like that. In the late 1930s and early 40s, Scott wasn't just a cowboy. He appeared in musicals with Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, comedies with Mae West, and played Hawkeye in The Last of the Mohicans. He was even considered for Ashley Wilkes, but lost to Leslie Howard. He starred in Roberta Pittsburgh and Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm, winning praise for his range, charming one moment, intense the next. Those years shaped him and built a strong fan base. By the early 40s, Westerns became his true home. Directors loved him. Michael Curtis called Scott the only gentleman I've met in this business, a rare compliment in Hollywood's diva-filled world. Cecil B. DeMille had sent him to the Pasadena Playhouse before giving him major roles, a turning point in his career. Randolph Scott was the definition of a Southern gentleman, disciplined, punctual, and professional. Working with great directors like George B. Seitz and Henry King, he earned respect behind the scenes as much as on screen. Two roles changed his career. The Last of the Mohicans, 1936, showcased him as a heroic lead, and Jesse James, 1939, solidified his status, grossing over $2.3 million, only behind Gone with the Wind and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. One famous horse scene even pushed Hollywood to improve animal safety on sets. When World War II came, Scott tried to join the Marines but was turned down due to a back injury. Instead, he boosted morale by entertaining troops with comedian Joe DeRita and growing food on his ranch for the government. His war films like To the Shores of Tripoli and Gung Ho kept spirits high, making him a symbol of American strength. In 1944, he married Patricia Stillman. Their marriage lasted over 40 years, a rarity in Hollywood, and they adopted 2 children, Christopher and Sandra. Scott also took control of his career by co-founding Renown Productions in the late 40s, allowing him to pick his projects and earn better pay. His 1946 hit, Bad Man's Territory, launched a profitable series, making him a reliable box office draw. Between 1950 and 1953, Scott broke into the top 10 most popular male stars in America, an impressive feat for a Western star in his 50s. By then, he earned $100,000 per film, about $1.3 million today, and attracted fans from all walks of life. His characters were more than tough cowboys. They were complex men. In Trail Street, 1947, he played Bat Masterson, a no-nonsense lawman cleaning up a wild town. In Gunfighters that same year, he portrayed a broken man haunted by his past. By 1949's The Walking Hills, Scott combined Western grit with noir mystery, standing calm and steady amid danger. His face, weathered by sun and wind, told stories of hardship and resilience. Rather than hiding his age, Scott embraced it. His leathery skin and cold stare made him unforgettable. No flashy lines needed. A single look could carry the weight of a whole scene, turning him into a true legend. The defining chapter of Randolph Scott's career was his collaboration with director Bud Boetticher from 1956 to 1960 on 7 westerns known as the Renown Cycle. These films, lean and intense, explored the loneliness and struggles of the Western hero. Highlights include 7 Men from Now, The Tall T, now in the National Film Registry, Ride Lonesome, and Comanche Station, Scott's poignant final Western role. In 1962, Scott starred in Ride the High Country, directed by Sam Peckinpah. Though initially dismissed, it became a classic and was also added to the National Film Registry. Scott's portrayal of aging lawman Gil Westrom captured the fading Old West with quiet power. After this film, Scott retired, believing it was his best work. Off-screen, he was a savvy businessman, building a fortune of around $100 million by the mid-1960s through real estate investments and co-founding a popular golf club. Scott died peacefully in 1987 at age 89, leaving behind a lasting legacy in film and business. His funeral was private, led by Reverend Billy Graham, and President Reagan honored him as one of Hollywood's finest talents. Please subscribe to our channel for more videos, and don't forget to press the bell icon.